What is up everybody, my name is BobaTalks and today's video is going to be sort of a brief video on the Flash promotional images, but I'll also discuss a bit about the promo trailer for next week's episode as I haven't done a trailer breakdown for that, as these images do give context to that trailer and also the trailer gives some context to these images. So overall this is going to be more of like a breakdown and discussion video as to the trailer and the photos that have been released for next week's episode. So if you do go on to enjoy this video guys, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on it. It really is the best way to show me your support, and be sure to leave a comment down below if you have any theories as to what we discuss in this video.
We need to figure out what Savitar is. Now he's still trapped.
Well, he wasn't there. He was messing with your head. It was all in your mind. How do we know he's not spying on us through Wally right now?
I'm going to get out of here, Wallace. I have what I need to escape my hell.
He's 10 steps ahead of you. There's no stopping Savitar.
Oh my God.
So from the trailer we can see obviously that Wally is seeing Savitar, and this is probably through his connection to the Philosopher's Stone and his connection to Savitar, because after all Wally did get his powers from the Philosopher's Stone. So a lot of the time in the trailer we see, Wally getting bashed around, or he might be seeing his mother, just a whole load of mind games, but ultimately that is because it's Savitar messing with him. Now one cool thing I want to note in this trailer as well, I think it's really awesome how we're finally seeing the actual Savitar suit and not the CGI one. This one you're seeing on screen right now is 100% real, and it was designed and made just like all the other suits on the show. Obviously there's still going to be a heck of a lot of CGI to come, but it's still really cool that we're going to actually see a live action Savitar. And to be honest, this kind of restores my faith in the suit a bit more. I know a lot of people don't like the suit, but I don't know, just seeing it like as a real person, it does make it look, I don't know, a lot more interesting to me. It seems that the Philosopher's Stone is getting sucked into the Speed Force, which means, Savitar is somehow going to get a hold of the Philosopher's Stone. How is it getting sucked in? I don't know. Was it thrown in by Wally maybe? I'm not sure. But either way, with the Philosopher's Stone in the hands of Savitar, what does this mean? Does this mean he's going to become more powerful? Does it mean with the Philosopher's Stone, he's going to be able to go around and do certain things with it? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Now, honestly, the biggest thing about this trailer, which, sometimes trailers do spoil things, but they kind of do it sometimes deliberately to make you think one thing's happening when it's not. But anyway, they show Savitar coming out of the Speed Force at the very end, and that is when it's going to be very, very holy shit time. Because you can just see Barry's face, and everyone's just like, oh my god, he's there, and he does this goddamn little beak cry. Because I do say that Savitar's mask does look like a beak. I mean, come on, look. When it opens, in this photo you're seeing right now, it does look like a bird's beak. But anyway, let's now move on to the actual promotional photos for the episode. And this gives, as I was saying at the beginning of this video, a lot more context as to the trailer that we've seen for the episode. So from these photos we can see that Team Flash, are doing their thing with the Philosopher's Stone box. Now it is unclear to me, and from all of these pictures, that, is the stone in the box, and I would have to assume at this point it is, because what we do know from the trailer and from these promo photos is that they used Julian to contact Savitar again. And this could be probably because, obviously as to what is happening with Wally, they want him to stop it, and I don't think they're going to, set up Julian as a communication to Savitar and say, hey, please stop doing this to Wally. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to it than that. But as I was saying, the stone must be in the box, as otherwise the box would be rendered kind of useless, and I'm pretty sure the stone is required to communicate with Savitar through Julian. Another interesting thing to note is during the episode, Barry somehow gets hit with this object here, and I can't quite work out what it is. It seems that Barry's got something to bite down on, in his mouth for when they pull it out, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be quite painful. And in this photo, you can obviously see Caitlin putting on a glove, getting ready to pull it out, and here you can see that's actually happening with the mouthpiece, as what I just said. Now, as to what point in the episode this might be, it could be when Savitar escapes the Speed Force, but at the same time, I don't think it will be, because that will definitely be towards the end of the episode, setting up, the next half of the season, with Savitar being in the real world and not trapped in the Speed Force with the Philosopher's Stone in hand. So I'm not sure, maybe this could have been done by Wally, or possibly that acolyte we actually see in the trailer. And if you guys don't quite remember that, it's this guy right here, and he's the one who said Savitar is 10 steps ahead of you and that there's no stopping Savitar. So maybe, I don't really see this guy overpowering Barry, but maybe he might if he has the box and the Philosopher's Stone, so maybe that's somehow how Barry gets injured. But also, whilst we're talking about this, this could be how the Philosopher's Stone goes back into the Speed Force, because we see this clip here in the trailer with Barry opening the box without the Philosopher's Stone in it. So maybe it is the Acolyte who throws it into the Speed Force, and that is what we see in this image. And that is when he says to Barry, you know, you're never going to be able to stop Savitar, he's 10 steps ahead of you. Either way, I'm really looking forward to Savitar speaking through Julian again, talking to the Team Flash, and probably just scaring them a lot more about the future, and maybe we'll get a bit more context as to, you know, the prophecy that he gave about, you know, how someone will betray the team, etc. And I know a lot of people are theorizing that Wally West could, you know, somehow get a Daniel West sort of reverse Flash story arc, and who knows, that could be the case, but maybe they won't do that, and maybe a little bit of, if we ever see an evil Wally, will be shown in this episode, because he just wants Savitar out of his head again, and maybe that will cause a bit of trouble for Barry, because Wally is really going to struggle in this episode with Savitar effing around with his mind. I mean, it's going to be a really rough ride for Wally, considering that he's seeing his mum, and it's just going to be Savitar playing tricks on him. So that's pretty deep, so I wouldn't blame Wally if he goes to some certain lengths to try and liberate himself from the grasp of Savitar. Now, in this photo as well, we see Cisco with his vibe goggles on, and I'm thinking that this could be him vibing the future, maybe with Barry. I don't know, we don't have another photo there to sort of give this any more context, but at the same time, considering with everything that's going on in this episode, with Savitar escaping the Speed Force towards the end of the episode most likely, and with, you know, the whole episode with Wally going a bit weird, and, you know, Team Flash trying to find out what the hell is going on there, maybe they finally do want to see what is going on in the future again, even though recently they haven't looked into the future to see if it's changed. I think maybe after this episode, or during this episode, they might feel like it's a necessity to check the future out to see what has changed and what is still intact. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you still convinced that it is Caitlin who's going to betray Team Flash, you know, with her killer frost powers, or do you think it could still be Wally? Maybe he is the one who throws the Philosopher's Stone back into the Speed Force, but maybe only out of desperation. But who knows? Either way, if Savitar gets a hold of the Philosopher's Stone, I would love to know what you guys also think, if that will grant him any more power, or if you think it will just give him the ability to do more things that aren't so overpowered, because you have to face it, Savitar is insanely overpowered at the minute with how fast he is. So giving him the Philosopher's Stone and granting him even more, then truly he must be unstoppable, right? But either way, from these photos, guys, we know that Team Flash get a hold of the Philosopher's Stone again, and that it is going to go back into the Speed Force by the end of the episode, and Savitar is going to come out. Either way, guys, I hope you found these photos as interesting as I did, and be sure to leave your theories in the comments below, as I'd love to hear them. But as always, everyone, leave a like if you did enjoy this video and if you got this far to show your support, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already for more Flash videos just like this. But that is all from today's video, guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.